Hello, everyone. Today I am here to talk to you about nutrition. And I'm going to try and relate it to menopause, midlife as much as I can. And I'm going to share with you my story and what I've been doing over the last 12 months or so and what's helped me. So I wanted to share that with you today. So, I'll start, shall I? I'll start with my story. Okay. I'll tell you where I was about 12 months ago. I decided to just change my diet because things were happening and I knew I could do something about it. And I thought, well, one of the things I hadn't tried was changing the way that I eat. I was getting very tired. The energy that I had, well, it was non-existent some days. I was just so tired that I could sort of only get to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I could quite easily go to sleep. That would have been quite easy for me to do. I was getting really tired. And I knew I needed to do something about that because I felt like I was losing half of the day. That was one of the reasons. And I've also, as I've been reading about it and learning about it, I also discovered that I should be eating in a certain way when we sort of go through the menopause and we get to a certain age. Our body can't necessarily process some foods in the same way as it could when we were younger. So I realized that, oh, maybe there's types of food that I really need to start eating more of. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that as we go along. So I changed my diet, and I have to say, within a very short space of time, just within a week or two, it didn't take long at all. I started to notice a massive difference. My energy levels, because I think they were so low and I was just so tired anyway. That was the first thing that I really noticed. I did help everything that I was doing by just supplementing my diet. I felt that that helped me a lot, and for some areas of my diet, I feel like I needed that extra bit of help. So that's what I did. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that as I go through. But there's just three areas that I really want to talk to you about today, and that is processed foods, fiber, and protein. So we'll start with processed foods because they're so easy to grab, so convenient, and we all eat them, and I used to as well. So processed foods are foods that have been changed in some way, so that they are your bread, your cakes, your biscuits, your pies, your pastries. All the really nice things that you like to eat. And of course, your unprocessed foods are still in their original state. So, like your fruit, your veg, your nuts, things like that. Okay. The only problem with processed foods is that they are really low in nutritional value. They don't fill you up either. And some people, a lot of processed foods, they come in a box, carton, a packet, and they always seem to have the calories on there, and that makes us aware of the calories that we're eating. So we start to reduce what we eat. We're watching what we eat, and we think, "Oh, I can't eat so much of this because it's got so many calories in it." Um, the other thing with processed foods, and especially if you're not that active as well, it can sort of lead to inflammation in the body. And this inflammation is associated with a lot of lifestyle diseases we've found out in recent years. So things like cardiovascular disease and diabetes. But processed foods can also have an impact on your gut microbiome, which is an area that I've become fascinated with in the last 12 months, and I've just been reading everything about it. So, your gut, if it's got lots of good bacteria in there, it will help you to really get the most out of the food that you're eating. So it gets all the nutrients out, so you really get the most out of your food. But of course, you've got to be eating the unprocessed food, the whole foods to start with. That's when you really get the benefit from it. So in an ideal world, we would need to be eating a diet that was full of whole foods, all of the lovely leafy green vegetables and all the fruits, as much as we could get, be really active, but also take the time to relax and switch off. So when I started my sort of wellness journey, if you like, and I started changing the way that I was eating, I really did notice a difference. It wasn't just the energy and the tiredness. That was the first thing that I noticed that improved massively, really quickly. But I also realized that the regular headaches that I was having um, were being caused by some things that I was eating. And I also realized I probably wasn't taking in enough water. So I've changed that as well. I rarely get a headache these days. The other thing, um, one of those symptoms that I've heard a lot of women talking about is brain fog. And that was horrendous. And you, if you watch some of my sessions, especially if you come to my classes, you will know that occasionally I just completely forget what I'm doing, or sometimes I just forget what the exercise is called. I still have that a little bit, but everything seems a lot clearer now. I usually get it now if I'm just a bit tired and I just haven't had enough sleep. But I used to find that my head just didn't feel clear, and I just couldn't think fast enough or clear enough. And it used to take me ages sort of to get my head around things, related to work. But as soon as I changed my diet, um, it was like it just changed overnight. And yeah, I can think a lot more clearly now. And that fog that I had, that's all gone. So I really saw a really big improvement straight away. So that's just briefly processed foods. We really want to, especially as we're sort of postmenopausal as well. We've gone through menopause. We want to stay as healthy as we can, don't we? So we want to try, and ideally is to, if you can't cut them all out, to reduce the processed foods that we're eating and switch to more whole foods. Now, one of the things that I've started to eat more of is more fibre. And fibre is really beneficial for your pelvic floor. Because if you suffer with constipation, okay, which I have done for years on and off, you put a lot of pressure through your pelvic floor if you are straining every time you're on the toilet. So it's really important that you have enough fibre in your diet. Now, I've always been really keen on vegetables. I love vegetables. I've never been a big fruit fan, but I eat a lot more now, fruit as well, and a greater variety of vegetables, everything with fibre in. I eat more of, but I still found that it wasn't quite enough. Sometimes I just needed a little bit of extra help. So this is one of the areas where I supplemented my diet. I'll tell you a little bit about that shortly, what I've started to do. But it is really important, especially if you've already got continence issues. You really need to think about how much fibre is in your diet. Okay, so foods that are high in fibre, your beans, your lentils, your leafy greens, broccoli, red berries, popcorn is really good as well. But of course, make it yourself, not the packets out the shop. So fibre is really important for your pelvic floor. Now, the other thing that I realized when I was looking into that nutrition and what I was eating and how I could eat healthier, and I realized that there's one type of food group that I probably wasn't eating as much as I should be, and that was protein. Because I learned that every woman, when they've gone through menopause or even go through menopause, especially when you've gone past menopause, you're postmenopausal, you need to make sure that you're getting plenty of protein in your diet, and ideally you need to have protein at every meal. And we need protein for healthy muscles and bones. So as we get older, it's really important that we maintain as much muscle mass as we can, because you start to lose muscle mass in your 30s. So we want to try and do everything that we possibly can to maintain that muscle mass as we get a little bit older, because muscle is really what promotes longevity. Your muscles are what move your body. You could think of your muscles as like body armor. Okay, so you've got nice, strong, lean muscles that support you and make sure that you can move efficiently and easily. So if you were ever to injure yourself in some way, your body is surrounded by this body armor, and it keeps you strong. So it will mean that it's a lot easier, and it make it a lot quicker for you to recover if you injure yourself. However, if your body armor's got holes in it and you injure yourself, it makes it a lot harder to heal the body and to recover quicker. You've got to try and fill the holes in your body armor, if you like. Okay, so it's not supporting your body as well. So we want to have lean muscles, strong muscles. Okay, and of course, if you're working on your muscle health and keeping those strong muscles, it will also benefit to your bone health as well. You'll keep your bones nice and strong as well. Now, the reason I said is to have protein at every meal is because as you get older, you don't use protein as your body doesn't use it as efficiently as when you were younger. So as an example, if you were to have a couple of eggs, okay, and your 20-year-old self had a couple of eggs, your 20-year-old self would be able to take more protein from those eggs and use that protein better than the older you. Okay, so you need more protein, if you like, in your diet to do the same sort of job. So that's why we should ideally be eating protein at every meal. And of course, protein also helps to fill you up. It helps to balance your blood sugar levels, and it stops you snacking. So it'll help you to control your weight. So types of protein you can have like fish, eggs, beans, nuts, tofu, that type of thing. Packed full of protein, and you can incorporate some of those into every meal during the day. So as I've been going through, I've mentioned that I supplement my diet. I also supplement my diet with protein as well. So shall I tell you what I've been doing? This is what I've been doing. Okay, so I've changed my diet. I've cut out I cut out all processed foods. I cut out all the red meat from my my diet as well. For a short time, I cut out fish and dairy as well. I just cut it all out, and I just went, well, essentially I went vegan for about a month. I'm not vegan though now because I've introduced fish. I love fish, and I do have a little bit of dairy. But what I have done, the biggest thing that I have made is that switch to more whole foods, which I wasn't eating that much of before. So that's been the biggest change for me. The supplementing my diet though has made a massive difference. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is that what you have as your first meal of the day, because I said it's important that as you get to a certain age that you try and get protein into every meal that you eat. But breakfast, especially for me, I don't know if it's anybody else, but for me, breakfast isn't a leisurely time of the day. I'm sort of rushing around, trying to sort the kids out, trying to sort myself out, grab something to eat. And 12 months ago, that might have just been a slice of toast and a cup of tea, and that was it. So that wasn't really giving me any energy. It wasn't sustaining me through the morning at all. And some days, like now, I can teach 3 or 4 Pilates classes back to back. So I could do with that energy to keep me going until lunchtime. So I have changed what I do in a morning. And I think this has been a really big game changer for me. It's made a massive difference because now I've got the energy from sort of 7 o'clock in the morning, which is roughly when I have my breakfast, right up until 1, even 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I can go to if I really need to. But around 1-ish, I can easily get to 1. Okay, not feeling hungry, not feeling like I need to snack. And I'm teaching back-to-back classes all morning, and I don't run out of energy, which I hadn't used to feel like that. Okay, as soon as I used to finish teaching, I used to have something to eat. I don't feel like that now. I can wait another half an hour before I eat if I need to. So the thing that I've changed to make sure that I get that protein into the first meal of the day is, I'm going to show you. Okay, I've made all. Okay, it's this. It's my smoothie. Okay, so I have this every morning. for breakfast. Sometimes I put oats in it, okay, so it's really nice and thick, and spoon it out and eat it. Okay, it's really nice. This one, it's gone a bit thicker, so it's been sitting in the fridge. I made it earlier, but this one hasn't got any oats in it. But you see, I can just drink this. And in here we've got red berries, apples, bananas. You put in whatever fruit that you want, nuts, seeds, and also my protein. And this is my protein. It's a protein powder. And this is what makes all the difference in the morning. This is what gives me my energy, and it fills me up. This is what keeps me going. So even like today, where I haven't been teaching, I have it in the morning, and it keeps me going all morning. Because being at home, oh, it may. Hang on, let me switch my phone off. It doesn't normally happen. Okay. In the morning, if I have it in the morning, if I'm at home like I have been today or all day, I can get to sort of, 10:30 and think, oh, I'll have a cup of tea. What shall I nibble on? And I just reach for the biscuit tin. That's what I would normally do, but not anymore. It's even though I'm at home and I can reach for a snack if I want it, I don't, because I'm not hungry, because this fills me up. And it doesn't look much. And that's what I thought when I first started taking. I thought that is never going to get me through till lunchtime. I'm going to be starving by 11 o'clock. But I wasn't. And the great thing is I've encouraged a lot of people to have these. And I don't know anyone who's stopped having them, because apart from they taste really nice. They really do fill you up. And they help you manage your weight. So you stop the snacking. Okay, so if you have a protein breakfast rather than like I used to, slice of toast for breakfast, it's going to fill you up better. You're less likely to snack. Okay, and that's what keeps me going. Now, I've supplemented my diet with other things. Okay, I'm going to show you the next one now. I'm going to give this one a little stir, I think, before I show you, because it's been sitting here for nearly half an hour, and it does tend to settle a bit. And you'll probably look at this and you'll think, oh, what on earth is that? And it doesn't look very nice. But it's actually quite tasty. And it's this, okay? I'm just giving it a little stir. This is my glow shot. Okay, this is what I have. I have this first. I have this first when I get up, and then I have my smoothie. And in here, there are lots of nutrients that are going to help me get through the day again. And I'll show you what they are. So I'll show you the greens first, shall I? The greens, this is what I put in. My superfood greens, okay? And in here is like your fiber, your fruit and your vegetables. It's all in there, okay? And because I feel, even though I do eat a lot more fruit and veg these days, and I have more fiber in my diet generally, for me, I feel like it's still not quite enough, and I just need that extra bit of help. So this is what I do. I put some of this in my glow shot, and that's what gives it the nice green color. And of course, don't forget, it's the fiber that you need for your pelvic floor. Your pelvic floor loves fiber. Okay, so it just makes everything easier when you go to the toilet. That's what I've been using, and it makes absolute massive difference. I ran out of it once, and I can really notice a difference. So I make sure I don't run out of it anymore. So that is the first thing that I put in. The next thing I will show you is, we'll do the gut health, shall we? This is my gut health, and this is a prebiotic that I mix in with my greens, okay? Because when you've gone through menopause, for postmenopausal women, there's been some research done quite recently, actually, that postmenopausal women have a less diverse gut microbiome. And it's your gut microbiome that influences your digestive health. And it can play a role in a wide range of conditions, such as arthritis, obesity, depression, cardiovascular disease. So this is what feeds my good bacteria, if you like, in my stomach. So that, like I said earlier, all those good that good bacteria can have a nice bit of food, okay, and then it helps the bacteria to get all of the nutrients out of the whole foods that you are eating, so that your body will benefit from it. Okay, there's one more thing that I put in, and it's this. It's my energy fizz, and it makes my glow shot fizz. Okay, you can't see that now because I've made it a little while ago, but my energy fizz is what has helped me with that tiredness as well. I feel like as soon as I drink one of these, it's like all of a sudden my energy levels shoot up. It's amazing stuff, and it helps to clear my head. Okay, or that brain fog that I was talking about earlier, it helps to clear my head, so I haven't got that foggy brain. It definitely helps with my tiredness. I'm sure that that is not only just changing how I've been eating, but I'm sure that that helps an awful lot as well. And of course, it just makes me think clearer and think better and boosts my energy. So when I'm teaching all morning, I don't run out of energy. So that is what I supplement my my diet with, and nothing else. I haven't supplemented with anything else, but it's just like a morning habit that I've got into, if you like. My daily habit in a morning is that morning routine that I have set for that first meal of the day. My glow shot. I'll show you again, shall I? My glow shot. It tastes quite nice, even though it doesn't look very appetizing. And my smoothie. And yeah, I've introduced smoothies to an awful lot of clients now, and I don't think anybody has stopped having them, either a smoothie or a smoothie bowl. They're just so nice. They just taste so nice, and that protein powder in there gives it a nice it just gives it a nice taste. Plus, it also fills you up. So I just wanted to share that with you. So hopefully, I have you've taken something away from today. I haven't gone into detail. I didn't feel that was the right thing to do. I just wanted to sort of give you an overview of everything that I've been doing and the things that have made a big difference to me. And I know they make a big difference to a lot of people. So it's the processed foods that we eat that can cause us lots of problems. So ideally, we want that that whole food diet that hasn't been, the foods that haven't been changed in any way. So your fresh fruit, fresh veg, frozen, tinned, those are the type of foods that we need to be eating more of. We need to be active. Okay, so do Pilates with me. Keep yourself nice and active. It hasn't got to be Pilates though. Just be more active in your everyday life. So going out for a walk, things like that. Just staying, just keeping your body moving. But it's also really important to remember to rest and recharge. Okay, and I think sometimes we forget about that bit, but that really is probably the most important bit, because I find that I can quite easily get carried away with work. Things can get really busy sometimes, but I always get to that point where I know my body tells me, right, okay, it's time to switch off. Even if it's only for an hour on an evening, sometimes just need to stop, rest, switch off, and then the next day it feels like you've just been fully recharged and ready to go again. So what I'm going to do with you is I'm just going to just tell you a little bit about the products, because I don't normally talk about products and what I've been doing. Okay, but there is a link with this video if you are interested in finding out a little bit more about the products that I supplement my diet with. So you can use that link, take a look. If you want to order anything, okay, there's also a link there to purchase them if you want to. If you decide you want to go for everything and give it a go, if you buy the protein powder, I'll share it with you anyway. But you'll get my smoothie recipe guide, okay? Because there's no use having the protein powder if you've never made a smoothie before. What do you put in it? So I'll share that with you. If you go for everything and you just want to try it out and see how it makes you feel, fantastic. If you do that, I would suggest signing up for a preferred client account, because then you get a really good discount. If you buy the lot, it'll knock about £45 off your order. So it is well worth it. Plus, on your first order, you'll get a free gift. So you could maybe order another box of one of these. And also on your second order as well, if you order within a couple of months, you can have another free gift. So you can have another free one of these. Okay. So if you want to give it a go, it's sign up for that preferred client account. So you get a really good saving. The one thing that I will say though, is if you decide to go ahead and look into the products, You can read all about them. Really read into the details. You can have a look at all the ingredients, what are in there. Make sure they are suitable for you before you decide to go ahead and buy any of those. But I have shared these with an awful lot of people, and I think this one, the gut health one, has been quite popular, because you can get sort of your drinks from the supermarket, can't you? Know those little drinks that you can get, which are good for your gut. Okay, this is the same thing, but this is in a powder format, so you just mix it in with a bit of water. This is really popular because gut health is becoming more prominent now. People are becoming more aware of it, and we really need that diverse gut microbiome so we can get all of those nutrients from our whole food. So this really helps with that. Okay, so that's like your prebiotics to feed your good bacteria, if you like. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Okay, have a look at the link if you want to find out about any of the products that I've been using over the last 12 months. And I've got to say, when I first started doing it, I was skeptical because I thought that I already had a fairly decent diet. And yeah, I realized that there was so many improvements that that I could make, which I did. And I thought that, well, I'll try it for a month. I did it all for a month. Okay. And I thought, well, that's okay. I don't mind. I'll try it out, see what happens. But I wasn't really expecting much. But it has been phenomenal because nearly 12 months later, I'm still doing it. And yeah, I can't be without it now. I just feel like I just want to keep taking it, especially this. I love this because it tastes really nice as well. So I'm going to leave it there. Have a look at the link. Click on that. If you've got any questions, of course, drop me a message, drop me a comment. I'll happily answer those. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.